Lots of animals are cannibals, from mantises that eat their mates to mice that eat their babies. So there must be some kind of benefit to it, and since, in the immortal words of the Bloodhound Gang, we ain't nothing but mammals, you'd expect human cannibalism to have its upsides too, even if the idea is a little nauseous. Obviously, there are social and moral factors to consider when it comes to eating people, but if you strip those away and just focus on the biology, there's some evidence to suggest that eating human flesh actually has some benefit. There's 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 some benefit.
Children. We live in a society where we greatly value our children. We want our children to be safe, to be happy, and invest our dreams in them for the future. But why? Throughout our education and lives, we're never once asked to wonder, what is it about our kids that makes us so protective? We invest heavily in their own education and learning. We try to guide them, inspire them, and love them unconditionally.
I am calling upon members of both parties to pass an education bill that funds school choice for disadvantaged youth, disadvantaged youth, disadvantaged youth, disadvantaged youth, disadvantaged.
We clutch our pearls after a mass shooting and hold our kids fearfully.
And it's not just about how many were lost, it's about the age. What is hitting everyone so hard is the reality of these being children that were targeted by a madman.
But this sort of mass delusion about children, which, don't get me wrong, I'm also a proponent of, not the thing I'm about to say, can never be questioned. This narrative that we have to value our own children. Who taught us this? Where did it come from? And what's the alternative that they refuse to talk about in so-called polite society? Pushed under the rug, into the shadows. A taboo so reviled that to even speak it could result in dire consequences.
How deep the rabbit hole goes.
An idea so powerful, nobody has had the guts to talk about it.
Remember,
until now.
all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about eating children. Throughout history, people have eaten children, but we never talk about that. Why? Now, eating children's wrong. That's what you've been told. But how do you know that? Think about it. Have you ever heard a truly compelling case as to why it's wrong? I didn't think so. Now, I think eating children is wrong. It is seen, perhaps rightfully, as a disgusting and reprehensible thing to do, and I condemn it unequivocally. Child-eating advocates, however, stress there are many nutritional benefits of eating children. For centuries, many tribes and peoples around the world believed that eating the flesh of another human imbued one with that human's soul. It increased endurance, fertility, happiness, even healthy hair growth. Child-eating advocates today, or CEAs, believe that this very same practice from history, but now applied to children, is a legitimate way of increasing life expectancy. And the only challenge offered to this point of view is the indoctrination and propaganda of a system engineered to have you believe, from the day of your birth, that eating children is wrong. But what if it wasn't? What if it was a perfectly acceptable addition, or indeed wholesale reimagining of one's diet? Then the whole narrative, the whole established order would come crumbling down.
At this point,
Imagine how the powerful would react. We could potentially see a renaissance for humanity, with the exception of the kids. At the end of the day, eating children is not something I endorse. I think it's short-sighted, even ridiculous. But it would be a disservice to you, my audience, if I didn't mention that there are many interesting recipes on how to prepare the diet that CEAs advocate for. If we don't read such recipes with an open mind, we're no better than the people who yell and scream at any open exchange of free ideas on college campuses. Also, the idea that eating children is a bad thing, that really is childish. Do we want to censor and browbeat people just for holding different ideas than ourselves, like literally eating children? Or do we want to meet them honestly and openly on the marketplace of ideas and see what rises to the challenge of daylight? So read through these recipes, think about them, savor these recipes. That's the only way we might be able to defeat such ideas. And if not, what do we have to lose except our chains?
Ah! Ah! We know we're under attack! We know it! We're breaking the conditioning! 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 Conditioning!
Eat children.